All right, so a quick lap around the Shoals Woods loop that we had set up just before the GNCC. So just pay attention to some of the ways that I set up things, the way I'm gonna jump some bumps. So here, during our moto, the outside was much faster, so I stuck the outside. You'll see I'll set this up to jump down this hill over the first few braking bumps. Stay far left, outside of the braking bumps, just trying to keep it smooth. Here, there was a new line that formed to get upside, or up to the left side, tight. Here I'm going out wide to drop down really tight. Knock that camera up to set up this next corner. I'm riding in between where everybody was going there, between the hole and the outside. Here I'm going to cut back under a little bit to get back under the next one, missing those chops. Jump into the inside, straighten it out, getting tight there, carrying the front over this. A lot of guys were going inside here. I was going outside so that I could cut under and then cut under this big braking bump that formed on the outside there, fading back wide and then missing the bumps here. This next spot, cut down, stay wide outside of the chop. You can see the front end of the bike's not moving. A lot of guys go wide here. I like the inside because of this line here. Cut down, straighten up this straightaway. I can carry the front over those big bumps that were forming. Outside in here sets me better for this hill to come back to the inside and jump to the outside. Down this next hill, it's kind of one line, but I just try to put my tires right on the edge of the big bump. So a little outside here, a little outside there. Right here we got a stump coming up, so I carry the front there. I like this line here, so tight against the tree and straightening that up. A lot of guys were going through this little single track. I changed it up a little bit there just to carry more speed. Here, everybody was going inside. Again, I like this outside. I'll carry my front over the roots, try to straighten this line up a little bit, jump this hole and back to the outside, jump into this corner over the bumps. A lot of guys were trying to get to the inside through here. I was going basically main line, the old trail rough. It was on that day, you didn't have to be as picky. So tight here, somebody formed this line while we were walking the track. I go wide here, missing bumps. So wide, I'm crossing the track, wide, cut under here. Just the entire time I'm trying to ride just the edge of where most of the tires are going. By doing this, you can see by my handlebars, the front fender, the bike stays out of the chop. So again, set this up wide, carry the front over this. Outside here a lot, we're going inside and inside here. To me, it was just a little bit smoother, saved a little energy. Down these big braking bumps, I try to carry the front or jump down that hill, cut under this root, and then you'll see this line here nobody was catching on to. I was going inside and jumping that. Just seemed to straighten that up a little better. Inside here to avoid the kickers. And I carry my front over the holes that form there. And during race day, so a new line opened up on the left that was actually ribboned off, but the line that I was taking there, if you see, I stayed left the rut, and last second I jumped and crossed over. Here, same thing. A lot of guys going inside. I was going outside. So you'll see a lot of where most of you guys would be going. I go outside of that. Same thing here. Way low. It allows me to cross the track there, get out of that rut for just a split second. Same thing here. Outside of that rut, down the hill again. Outside of the rut. Coming up here, I'm going to cross over through the center. And then I wanted to get back to the inside here just to get out of those roots and that choppy stuff. Same thing here, back to the inside. And then I'll fade out on the line that somebody made in track walk. This next right-hander, back to the inside again. This is where we're trying to get out of the chop. So in the tighter sections, usually you'll see the outside line is rough. In a more open section, you're going to see that the inside lines are rough. So kind of thinking about the width and the size of the track is where you're going to put your tires. So here I'm going, again, outside. That was just mainly to get my front end up and out. Through the rocks, I went over the biggest ones. They're sturdy. You'll see in rock sections, a lot of guys try to miss the big rocks. For me personally, go over them, you know they're not going to move. So here I had a different line than most everybody else. May not have been any faster, but it was smoother. A little less energy to be exerted right there. This section, one line is what it is. You can carry your front here. This next section, you'll see I'll carry the front over the rut. So by taking that front tire up, eliminate that rut. See, I got the inside of that one. And this is the line most people weren't hitting. I was going way low and then staying low again. Just had a better base. So again, just little pieces that I put together. A lot of guys took that inside there. I prefer the ruts, just carrying the front. Down this next hill, pretty much main line, but you'll see I'll start jumping the braking bumps, just rather than beating my body up. I'm gonna try to miss some of the holes there. Here I'm gonna go outside in. See that cross in the rut there. The next section's kind of one line. It is what it is. Jump the creek, and then you'll see I'll jump up to the top of the hill after this. Carrying my front, keep it out of the ruts. Jump up into the rut, fade wide. I'll jump these braking bumps here, coming into that corner. Another kind of one line section. It is what it is. Just trying to get through there fast and smooth. Set this next corner up by cutting down, cut down again, straight, jump into this, and then we're into the tight stuff. So in the tight stuff, like you see, I try to not rush my entry, get stopped good, coming into the corners, or slow down good to make sure that I nail that mark. And I'll try to make sure that my front tire rides high on a lot of this stuff, just to kind of miss some of the bumps. So right here, a lot of guys are trying to take this first line. Personally, slower. That outside, you can carry a lot more speed. Me personally, again, here, I like this outside. It sets me up better to go down this hill. Now, absolutely in race conditions, if it's close, you don't want to leave that inside open. Jumping the braking bumps here. I like to carry my front out of the chop there, outside line. Believe it or not, this inside and outside here were the same speed. And then I set this up to jump down over. Save a little bit of time, go inside, outside, and you'll see I'll cross out of this rut. Most people weren't picking up on this line here, jumping over that hole. So basically you can see a lot of this stuff, so even the braking bump there where a lot of people would collapse their forks, I try to slow down just before and carry that front so that I'm not loading and unloading my suspension a lot. I do it just prematurely, essentially. So before I get to those big holes is where I'll use my brakes, and then I'll get light over those holes. Here I'm jumping over most of the braking bumps and then trying to carry my front over that hump. Now, obviously this is the day after the riding, so it's a little different line to get through here. And then we're gonna jump this and stay left. Toes in tight, send this. This next section, a lot of guys were just kind of riding through the rut. You could also try to carry your front halfway through it. Same thing here, you'll see I'll jump into this, jump over that big braking bump, and carry your front just a little bit over the next rut. Setting up this last corner, come in tight, very good speed, and we're back to the finish. So the main things to focus on is making sure that